like you. I end up on your knee. Just like Tad about the sheep's balls bit, I've never been to Aberdeen in my life. And I'm upset that Nick already mentioned that I am the breastfeeding mother, because I was hoping everyone would just assume that my tits were this size normally. To the average eye, they just look average, but to me this is large. I'm going to enjoy it all. Anyway, evening Edinburgh.
Hello.
How are you all enjoying the fringe? It's not bad, it's a lot to take on, isn't it? It's like walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet. Cultural cuisines from all around the world, you don't quite know what to get your teeth into first. But luckily for all of you, you've come to the right place because we are the chef's special. Potato fries and haggis. Have to say though, the haggis being the best part. And if anyone here tonight has not tried haggis, come and see me at the end. That's why I wore a skirt. To give you a nibble. And apologies if you can see anything up here. It's been quite messy now. Anyway, it feels amazing to be home. When I say home, I just mean bonny Scotland in general, not the posh capital itself. Because I actually grew up in Perth. Yeah. And we could only afford to come to Edinburgh on day trips. Basically to have a look at the castle from the outside. Unless you're feeling up to scale on the wall, nobody could pay those prices. Anyone here tonight actually been in the castle? Yay! Well, now you're in for it. We go to Target with our donation bucket at the end of the night. More money than sense. Anyway, like Nick said, I live in Canada now, and I love to share with all the people there the glorious sights that we have in Scotland. One being the castles, I just make it up. The beautiful greenery that we have, and then my favourite being all the men in kilts. Because we're always guaranteed windy weather. I actually grew up seeing more willies than what I had hot dinners. Seeing, not had. Don't get that confused. And I also grew up with kilt-wearing brothers. Sounds weird because I didn't obviously enjoy looking at their mating to veg, but the joyous part of that was that we had a lot in common. We hung out together quite a bit. And the main thing, it sounds wrong now, there's no incest in Perth, okay? Just Aberdeen. The main thing that we had in common is that they loved me, and I loved me. They liked their friends, I liked them more. Especially when they came and hung out. The joy of being the only sister meant I had lots of friends with benefits. Anyone getting drunk tonight? Not that I'm jealous or anything, but all I want to say is make sure that you get home safely, preferably satisfied too. And what I suggest is just jump in a taxi. It keeps things easy, especially with all the hills and stairs in Edinburgh. But the difference of getting a taxi in Vancouver is, no matter who you hop in the taxi with, you have nothing but intelligent conversation the whole journey. It's like how many languages they're fluent in, what the driver thinks about climate change. Hop in a taxi in Scotland. Been busy the night, mate? Aye. Time to start. When'd you finish? Giant, you could wind the windy down back here. Like, I'm not going to be sick or anything like, I just need a wee bit of fresh air. There's silence for the rest of the journey. You're just hoping you're not going to have to pay that £100. What even is it now? I don't know. I'm thinking in dollars. Whatever the fine is if you puke in a taxi. Whatever. It's not that. Yeah. Anyway, moving on from that. I do not drink much now. Ignore them. Mainly because I find it drunk, and then when I'm drunk, I become very easy. So the husband told me, but the way I see it is, how the hell would I know? Because when I'm drunk, it's like being a baby again. You could be told anything about that time. You have no idea what shit's true and what's not. It's like you know for sure you've puked and shat. Other than that, clueless. Talking of being drunk, I have 4 children, like Nick said. Woo! The youngest is born, well, we're saying 8 weeks now. I think he's about 9. I should probably check the calendar or something. Ask his dad. Anyway, he's 9 weeks-ish old now. And although he was born in Canada, which makes him a Canadian citizen, which is more than me, we know, Canada, we know that he is truly Scottish. It's obvious to us. Mainly. Did you look at my notes?
No, we know your child.
Well, you've seen him, that's right. He's ginger. You don't know the next bit. Also, he cries when he hears the bagpipes. And all he wants to do is suck titty, down bottles, and shit his load. Yeah. I know. And I have a 20-year-old. I know. I can't believe it myself.
Hey, give it a month.
Anyway, I have one, almost 21. I have one at 20. Well, this is what I did. I decided, why not have a baby at 20, then 30, then 40. One in the middle there as well somewhere. So now I'm just waiting to see what 50, 60 and 70 bring. I'm lucky enough to still be getting it on at that age. Anyway, the most common thing that people ask me is, what was the difference with having a baby? Somebody's got their freaking phone on. What was the difference between having a baby at 20 compared to 40? Well, it wasn't that different, the scale of things, because when I was 20, I was shitting myself to tell my parents that I was pregnant. Then when I was 40, I was shitting myself to tell my grown-up children that I was pregnant. Because I tell them all about contraception. Not having sex when they've been drinking. I know. They're not going to listen to a word I say from now on. Anyway, the other common question that people ask me, especially when I was pregnant, was, because they're just nosy in Canada, is, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe you're pregnant, your kids are so old. Like, was the pregnancy a surprise? That's a Canadian accent, by the way. Was the pregnancy a surprise? Yeah. But the sex wasn't. That is anything to go by. You know what I'm saying? What can we really expect after 23 years with the same bits? Which leads me on to sex life of married couples. Yeah. Not a lot to be said there, is there? Long-term married I'm talking about, not the honeymooners. I mean, the way I see it is either like the jet, you know, the aeroplanes, like the red arrows, it's just over before you know it. Or it's like waiting on a takeaway at the end of a really long drinking night. Takes forever. I know. You're obviously married. You're like, oh, shit, that's exactly what she's talking about here. But it's fine because every couple gets their own thing, makes it work. So what my husband and I do, we have a sex chart, a little bit like the kids' chore chart, minus the gold stars. And what we do is we have sex on special occasions, both our birthdays, Christmas and Valentine's. Saves buying a gift, if you know what I mean. Like he's probably still getting a gift out of it. So what happened was, recently I was talking to someone who has a bit of mathematical knowledge. They counted months back for me, and they were like, Alison, you got pregnant, on your birthday and Christmas each time. I was like, holy shit, that is when I have free-flowing champagne. That shit has got to stop. Clearly not the champagne, but those dates are coming off the chart. So when I get back to Canada, I'll be letting him know there's now going to be his birthday, which is in January, and Valentine's. So he's going to be in for a long year. Women are pregnant for 9 months. We can deal with that. He can go 10 months. That's what I'm saying to that. I think a pregnancy is 10 months, isn't it? Anyway, whatever. Acting like I know what I'm talking about. And talking of babies, the way I see it as well is when you have babies with someone you love, it always starts, well, you hope it's with someone you love. It always starts off really special. Like every time you look at that child, you're like, oh, I love that he has his dad's eyes. Oh my God, honey, I love that she has your smile and your little dimple. Going Canadian again, sorry about that. But years pass by. We're talking sleepless nights, we're talking financial ruin, we're talking the only sexual touch being your own hand. Then it becomes a bit more of, every time you look at that child, you're disgusted because everything that pisses you off about your partner, you see in them. Or they're just like them. They fart the same, fart the same, lie around the couch the same way. I know, I feel bad for saying that, but my husband's like 4,000 odd miles away, so I can get away from that. Anyway, oh, okay, might see some videos, but that's fine. Anyway, that is obviously the whole baby stage, which we we get through, but parenthood ages us, there is no doubt about it. So we get through it, but some of us are haggard by the end of it. The reason I am so benefited with my life is I married someone that took on that role for both of us. So he looks like a sugar daddy, even though we're actually the same age. Because the thing is, he doesn't give a shit about aging. Doesn't care. He's like, I don't care. Get bald, get fat, who gives a shit? Like, I care about that stuff, okay? So I am going to take measures into my own hand to make sure that I look and feel younger. So there's a few things that I'll share with you tonight. One is, I took a career change. I did work with young people, those youths. Always made me feel old, so I said goodbye to all of them. Took a job in a senior recreation centre. I love it. I do all the activities and we always start our games with the youngest will go first. That'll be me. And I usually whip some good ass when we do some races and stuff as well. The other thing is I take advice from friends, and one of my friends who's older than me, but looks good, said, Alison, all you need to do is masturbate daily. I was like, sounds easy, but when you're, working, busy mom, when are you going to find the time? So then I thought to myself, you brush